In the first day of the new session or new term for the Supreme Court, something came up, an issue came up that many are now concerned about because it does put legalized gay marriage in jeopardy. Turns out that Justice Samuel Alito joined Justice Clarence Thomas in an opinion regarding the legalization of gay marriage. In fact, they're very much against the legalization of gay marriage, and the outcome of Obergefell versus Hodges, that was the Supreme Court decision that essentially outlawed the Defense of Marriage Act, okay? So the update is, based on what Judge Clarence Thomas is writing, he is hinting that he might want to repeal or overturn that earlier decision. Here's an official statement. By choosing to privilege a novel constitutional right over the religious liberty interests explicitly protected in the First Amendment, and by doing so undemocratically, the court has created a problem that only it can fix. Until then, Obergefell will continue to have ruinous consequences for religious liberty. So he's making a religious liberty argument here, even though gay marriage is a civil rights issue. You don't in any way allow businesses to discriminate on people based on their race. So why can they be allowed to discriminate against people based on their sexual orientation? And religion, of course, was cited as the reason for keeping things segregated in America. Right-wing bigots love to cite their religion as the justification for these discriminatory acts. So it doesn't surprise me that the Supreme Court justices feel this way. What does worry me, though, is that with Amy Coney Barrett confirmed in the Supreme Court, I mean, that confirmation hasn't happened yet. But if she gets confirmed, I mean, that really does put gay marriage in jeopardy because of how conservative this Supreme Court is likely to be.
Wow, so we were talking about this earlier today. This woman, her confirmation could mean so much for people who belong to marginalized communities and how these laws affect them. When we talk about abortion and when we talk about gay marriage and when we talk about the consequences for these issues because of the religious, implications that are involved with this, it affects marginalized communities in a very specific way. And so people don't realize that through religion, we have been oppressed in our communities, and these people are manipulating us by using religious rhetoric to justify the oppression of people's civil rights. And it is interesting to me that the Supreme Court justices who are people of color that are having these conversations, it really puts us in a space where we start thinking, what are they trying to do in this government? Where are we headed? When we say the Handmaid's Tale, we joke about it, but look at the similarities. You are really trying to, you're taking down women and gay people together at the same time, and to me that's a problem. It's so not the Bible though. Like I grew up with a religious family, and it is not the responsibility of Christians to walk around judging other Christians. It is their job to behave in a way that's so admirable that they recruit by their behavior, not by their condemnation. And that is why I have such a problem with this, because this is not even really Christianity. This is religious bullying. It is not even what Christianity really is either.
Right, I remember the first time you were on Old School with Cenk, you guys got into a long discussion about religion. And honestly, I had no idea that you were so knowledgeable about Christian religion because you were raised with it, but a lot of people are. And they don't really know what their own religion preaches. But you were able to cite so many specific like Bible verses and talk about the correct interpretation, or at least the interpretation that you were taught of the Bible. And it is kind of amazing because on one hand, you have wonderful religious people in this country who do take away the same interpretation that you just explained right now. And then there are people who like to hide behind the Bible and use it as an excuse to pursue their hatred. And I think that's what we're seeing with a portion of this country that overwhelmingly, of course, supports Donald Trump and supports Donald Trump appointing justices like Amy Coney Barrett into the Supreme Court, like Brett Kavanaugh, like Neil Gorsuch. And so there's the social component of the social issues that we will suffer the consequences of because of this conservative Supreme Court. But I also want to just quickly mention that we should be very worried about the pro-corporate ideology that these justices have. We're just in for a lot of trouble when it comes to some of these rulings in the future. And I think that we're gonna face the consequences of it regardless of Amy Coney Barrett. But I think that Amy Coney Barrett getting confirmed is gonna further solidify how the Supreme Court is gonna rule against the will of the American people for decades to come. And it's terrifying.
I grew up not just religious, but Seventh-day Adventist, which is considered a sect because it's too big to be a cult. Seventh-day Adventist, I was raised where I couldn't wear earrings, I couldn't wear lipstick, I wasn't supposed to wear pants. So when I tell you how religious, it was super religious. The lights went out on Friday nights because they honored the Sabbath. So for me to grow up in that with that level of ritual that comes with religion and still walk away understanding that, like the Bible even says, better you not be born than to mislead my sheep. That's specific to clergy and the leaders of the word. I mean, it is your job is to treat your neighbors like you would treat Jesus. Like there are but 2 commandments in the New Testament. So when these people start saying that they are operating in religious interest, it is not. It is operating in the interest of oppression and using religion for that purpose, which is how they were able to misinterpret some of the Bible to justify slavery, to the mistreatment of women, even child abuse. You spare the rod, you spoil the child. A lot of things have been used in the Bible to justify horrific things, and this is no different. So when these people who sit on their high horses, and that is why they fall so hard, Anna, because you see these people who are super religious, and then you find the congressman in the hotel room with a young boy, and then you find out that they're having an affair and they're cheating on their wife, not just cheating, but with a porn star, because they're repressed and they're using religion to create these false standards of human beings that don't exist and are unattainable. And because they can't hold themselves to those standards, it's so much easier to hold other people to them. And that's what's happening here. They are pimping the Bible. They're pimping the Bible to mind other people's business. And according to their Bible, they're gonna have to answer for that because there's a judgment day and you're gonna have to respond for all of the things that you use that Bible to, because the Bible says, buy the truth and don't sell it. You're not supposed to be playing with the word if you are really the Christian that you say you are.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.